going on, everyone? Another race weekend is upon us. Actually, the last race weekend. Guys, it's going to be so exciting. Coming down to the wire, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, anybody's race. It's insane. So in this video, they just had the two practices. Today is the 10th, December 10th. So they had FP1, FP2, and we're going to break it down, see what happened, who's looking the best, who's looking the strongest. As always, if you like talking F1, subscribe. Please leave comments, guys. I want to know what you all are thinking about the title race. What do you think's going to happen? Who do you think's going to win? I want to hear it. And without further ado, let's hop right into looking at the first two practices. All right, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is here. Now, even though the first time that they raced this was in 2009, and I believe it's the longest circuit, don't hold me to that, but there are some changes to the circuit. So I believe turn 9 has been changed, and then going around 13, 14, I think that there used to be more corners or something, but now it looks more of like a hairpin turn. So that'll be really exciting to see, new track. And you could tell during practice 1 and 2, the drivers just really had to try and get used to it. So looking at practice 1 results, up the top 10 here, Verstappen was able to do it, but really pay attention to that. The time was in the 125s. So, Verstappen, and then Bottas was able to get a little faster than Hamilton, but I feel like on qualifying day, Mercedes is going to do everything they can to get Hamilton, Bottas, and then Verstappen, because they don't want Bottas to be holding up Hamilton at all. And Bottas has been very clear about he wants to win the championship for Mercedes, and he'll do anything he can to help do that. So I think he would let Hamilton pass. But 1, 2, 3, 4, Red Bull and Mercedes, there's really no shocker there. But the fastest they were able to run, the whole field was able to run, was in the 125s, and that's important going into what I'll talk about in a sec, FP2. And then shout out to Tsunoda, he was able to go 5th, not too far off the leaders at all, really. And then you got to talk about Alpine. I think they've really come into their own, especially the second half of the season. I know a while ago they said they wanted to be contending for spots, contending for championships by this time, and that's just not in the cards at all. But Alpine and AlphaTauri, especially the second half of the season, has just been they're killing it. They're doing a great job. So, we have 6th Alonso, 7th Gasly. No real shock there, although you would think Gasly would be ahead of Alonso, but I guess not. Then both Ferraris, they've been pretty lumped together, and it's no shock that they're in front of, the McLarens, although, the McLarens didn't, come in until 12th and 16th, so that was a little rough for them. Definitely just getting used to the track there. And then, Vettel 10th. No real shock. Ocon, he was 11th, but pay attention to where he's going to be. FP1, it's not the biggest indicator. Obviously, there's more light on it now because, it's the last race, and especially for the top of that field, Verstappen and Hamilton, they're going to want to be getting the best practice that they can. But, it is just the first practice. So there's really not too much heft on it, if that makes sense. And remember, 125s is what they were running in the first practice. So let's take a look at FP2 now. Okay, so looking at FP2, remember they were doing 125s FP1, but now you got Hamilton coming up in first doing a 123. So you really see more speed as they got, they spent an hour on the track, and now at the end of this hour, Hamilton 123 and 6.69, and then Ocon 11th in the first one. He can drive that Alpine, man. I'm telling. Even Alonso 6th again, but Ocon. So Hamilton only won to break 124. Ocon be able to only be 3/10 off of Hamilton. Very impressive with what he was able to do. We'll see during qualifying if he's able to replicate any of that pace. Then you got, Mercedes 1-3. Bottas able to 1:24.0. Again, like 0.39, so 3/10 off of Hamilton. Him and Ocon were they're right there. They're like ridiculously close. But something to note, when they pick up the pace a bit more, Verstappen not able to get under that 120. He's a whole half second behind Hamilton on this case. 124.3. So that's not looking good, and even 3/10 behind Bottas. So when the pace gets picked up, wasn't really able to make anything happen there. And even Perez is just behind Verstappen by less than a tenth. So I don't know how indicative this is or how much they were pushing, but you would hope that wasn't all that the Red Bull car is able to do on that track. You would hope that they still have some room to improve. Then Alonso Tsunoda, again, great job, Tsunoda. He's doing really well. If there's a time to shine on your rookie season, I guess it's the last race. Might as well. Leclerc, Sainz, they definitely want to be higher in that field, probably above the Alpines and AlphaTauris, but that just wasn't able to happen. Ricardo, 11th. That's pretty good for him. Gasly, 10th. I'm sure he's not too happy with that. But again, it's just practice. So I'm really excited to see what can happen. I think starting from like 10th down, Alpines are able to do something pretty impressive, but I think Gasly will be able to really like bring his best during qualifying. So here's the team order, just as a general like how I think they're gonna qualify overall. I think that Alpine is gonna be the slowest in the top part of the teams. Then Ferrari. I think AlphaTauri is gonna out qualify Ferrari, but I think Ferrari's more so gonna out qualify Alpine, who again I think they'll even be in front of the McLarens, just kind of based on how they looked at the practices. I think the Red Bulls, I think that Mercedes is going to just be able to be quicker on the day, from what they've shown and the strength they've shown. And I did not know this fact. Valtteri has always made it to the third session in qualifying. He's been so consistent, and this is his 101st race or 102nd race with Mercedes. Just unreal how consistent he is. So I think Hamilton will qualify fastest, Bottas is going to qualify second fastest, and then the Red Bulls will flow in, which is just the biggest advantage that could happen for Mercedes. So we'll see what happens. I'll be making another video after qualifying occurs, so I'll get that out tomorrow morning. I'm on Eastern time, so subscribe if you want to see that, talking more F1 stuff. Last race, coming down to it, super exciting, and we'll see what happens. 2 videos from now, we'll have the world champion, so be pretty amazing. Appreciate you watching. If you're still here, appreciate the subscribe, like the video. Again, comment. Let me know what you all are thinking about this drivers' championship. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.